Now, CBS 2 investigators exclusive. The city of Chicago is getting forced back to federal court over its failure to put a stop to bad police raids.
The tipping point here, this body camera video showing a terrified Anjanette Young, handcuffed and naked, officers inside the wrong house the whole time. It is just one example cited in a motion filed late this afternoon by the lawyers who won a federal consent decree against CPD in 2019. CBS 2 investigator Dave Savini reveals why they accuse the city of actively resisting reform.
Door's locked.
Did anybody knock?
No.
They just came in?
Search warrant, Chicago police! Door's open, going in, watch the right. Police, everyone, go!
The filing of this unprecedented federal enforcement action against the city comes after repeated scenes like this. Chicago police officers bursting into innocent families' homes.
Please do not shoot me.
You're fine,
I think that we're all saying enough is enough.
Entered as evidence, body camera videos revealing painful details of numerous wrong raids, including this one where officers point guns at 3 innocent kids.
And they had their finger on a trigger.
If you're pointing guns at children, then you're traumatizing children.
Community activists Krista Noel and Eric Wilkins are among the plaintiffs fighting to force the city to follow the federal court-ordered consent decree.
This is a targeting of
black and brown, racism.
It is an effort to stop the wrong raids along with what they call systemic police misconduct and excessive force.
They're terrorizing the south and west sides of Chicago.
They are asking a federal judge to take action to end the mistreatment of families, primarily in communities of color, who, as we've been exposing for 2.5 years, are targets of these bad raids.
And it's just a point where you have to put your foot down and enforce the consent decree.
So it's gotten to the point where the legal action has to happen.
It has to happen.
The activists are represented by attorney Craig Futterman and a team of consent decree lawyers who filed this court motion.
Do these types of raids happen if the city is following the consent decree?
Absolutely not.
According to the motion, the city is accused of ignoring repeated demands to make reforms to end these illegal, violent raids. It also cites the reporting from the CBS 2 investigators, which identified a pattern of repeated wrong raids by Chicago police. They are now asking a federal judge to intervene, even asking for sanctions against the city for failing to make changes.
Judges have the power to fix, to actually address these situations.
My name is Anjanette Young. What is going on?
What was your reaction when you saw what happened to Anjanette Young?
I saw my wife. I saw my mother. It could be anybody. Miss Young, someone who was completely innocent.
The reason the city was ordered to follow a consent decree in the first place was because of the erosion of trust between police and the public after the killing of Laquan McDonald and cover-up. The motion accuses the city of doing it again by fighting the release of the Anjanette Young wrong raid video to both her and CBS 2.
How big is the accountability when it comes to the city failing the consent decree?
This consent decree is about a regime of a lack of accountability. What happens when police officers are systematically not held accountable when they abuse their powers?
Also entered in court as critical evidence is this video showing children at gunpoint during a wrong raid in April 2019, just 2 months after the consent decree came down.
And you showed some video. I mean, that video ripped my heart out.
The judge will see how Chicago police rounded up and interrogated the siblings without even a parent present.
Any drugs? You know of any drugs that he sells?
It is our duty to show some of those ugly images to a federal judge because it is he who has the power to actually enforce the decree to make it real.
Futterman and the coalition of consent decree lawyers warned the city last August that they needed to make significant police reforms. A demand letter with a deadline to respond, they say, were ignored.
The consent decree. There was an enforcement letter sent to the city. The city's not in compliance with that enforcement action letter.
Well, I'm not familiar with the specific letter that you're talking about, and I'm not familiar with it, and I'm not used to shooting from the hip on something that I don't know the specifics about.
Why wouldn't the mayor know about something like that?
When we filed and sent that letter to her top lawyers, there's no way that the mayor she hasn't been aware and wasn't made aware. I mean, that's just not credible or believable.
An investigation is now underway into the conduct of the officers on the Anjanette Young raid, and we know of no other officers to be disciplined on any of the other wrong raids we uncovered. Dave Savini, CBS 2 Investigators.
Dave, thank you. In a statement, Chicago's law department says the city is committed to implementing important consent decree reforms, including those related to raids. You can catch up on our past reporting on Chicago's consent decree in the CBS 2 Investigators section of our app. Just search CBS Chicago wherever you get your apps.